Hello everyone, my name is York Yi. You can call me York. I'm the export sales manager of SMTCL. Today, our SMTCL official live streaming room just launched. You may scan the QR code below to follow our SMTCL official WeChat account. We will keep posting the videos about our new design, the machining process, and assembling process, and the packing process, and something like that. Hello everyone, the machine behind me is our new generation vertical machining center machine. We have three different models: VMC850Q, VMC1000Q, and the VMC1100Q. All the series machines will equip this FANUC 0i MF Plus Type 5 controller. All our VMC850Q series we use Taiwan spindle. The standard is 10,000 RPM, and we also have the options for 12,000 RPM and 15,000 RPM. Besides, there is a 24 tools magazine. The brand is Okada. It's very popular in the market. Below, we use a special shape of the telescope. For example, this one is X-axis and this one is Y-axis. This telescope we use, the chips is easy to fold down to the conveyor. Our machine has two working lamps, LED lamps. For example, some customers have 3 shifts. If the workers in the night shift, the workshop is very dark. So the double LED lamp is very helpful to make the workshop clear and bright. And you can see we have 2 windows. That is very useful and helpful to loading and uploading the long workpiece into the spindle, under the spindle on the work table. And you may see the spindle center line and this window center line is in the same line. It's very easy to work to machining the workpiece. For the component parts, we use the branded in Chinese domestic market, and for this oil pan also, the brand is very famous and solid quality. It's reliable. Our VMC850Q series standard specifications has the double screw with the water tank construction. The chips will fall in this tank, and the water will be filtered underground, and it's easy to remove the chips. Guys, first of all, you may see a big FANUC surface model. All the machines VMC850Q series, we will use the FANUC main model and the FANUC server models. And in the top, there is intelligence electrical panels. That is made by SMTCL 100% original, and we also have the patent. And in the whole electrical cabins, you may see we use many international branded components that will ensure the quality and stable for the usage. This is our VMC850 machine without a protection cover, so we can see the internal structures very clearly. First of all, the materials is all made by SMTCL ourselves. The material can reach HT300. This is column. We use the high rigidity Y shape and the bigger gap. The gap can reach 1020 millimeters. Not only the column, the XYZ axis also has a bigger gap. The gap is X-axis 300, Y-axis 710, and the Z-axis 350, 375. And we also have 4 parts. We will use the scratch process. First of all, the spindle connection interface, then the column connection interface. Next is the working table interface, and the last one is the ball screw supporter. On our VMC850Q series, for X, Y, Z gateway, we use roller gateway. The brand is THK. Also, for the ball screw, we also use THK brand and the C3 class pre-tension ball screw. Pre-tension belt screw is very useful to reduce the heat influence in the machining process. Here, you may see there are two locations prepared for the screw. The workpiece in the machining, the light materials, for example, the aluminum and the plastic, the chips can fall down by double water flush. Then the screw will bring to the backside to the water tank. If some heavy materials, chips, for example, steel and casting, iron, also the flush system very useful, helpful to flush the chips to the screw and send back to the back. And here is the most important part of the vertical machining centers, that's the spindle box. As we know, in the process of the machining, the main motor will make a big heat, and the heat will spread everywhere. And if the spindle absorbs the heat from the main motor, the job will lose the accuracy. So our new design will isolate the heat from the main motor, so our spindle can keep the right location and keep the right job. Just now, I already introduced this machine's main components, the specifications and the parameters. How does this machine real job? Let's go to test. In our testing, we choose the material is 45 HRC steel, and the tooling is end mill, diameter 12, and every cut, the depth is 20 millimeter and the width is 1.5 millimeters. Let's go to see the real test. Guys, the testing cutting already finished. You may see the result from the video. The roughness, the finishing result is very well. The machine quality already approved. Good quality, trust the SMTCL. Guys, the instruction today already finished, and if you have some more further questions, please follow our official SMTCL WeChat account and give us some message. We will reply you soon. Bye bye, see you next time.